Hello, sociology students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have your notes for Chapter 10 Inequalities of Gender and Age. And as we go along, make sure you're writing in what you need. We're going to talk a little bit about gender. Gender comprises of the behavior and psychological traits considered appropriate for men and women. When we talk about sex, this is the biological identity of that person. So, do you identify as male or female? When we look at the theories on gender, okay, we're going to take a look at like the functionalist theory here to start with. Functionalists basically believe that any pattern of behavior that does not benefit society will become unimportant. So they believe that the division of responsibilities between males and females has survived because it benefits human living. Functionalists, for the most part, see that this traditional division of labor at times may have created some dysfunction, but for the most part, it must benefit someone and thus it still exists. When we look at the conflict theory, this is the theory that basically says that people in the world are at conflict with each other, is to men's advantage to prevent women from gaining access to political, economic, and social resources. If men can prevent women from developing their potential, they can maintain their status quo. An example of this would be women that were living in Afghanistan under the Taliban regime. For the most part, women were not allowed to go to school or to appear in public without being completely veiled and such. Conflict theorists basically see traditional gender roles as being outdated. And then the symbolic interactionist theory, this focuses on how boys and girls learn to act the way that they're supposed to act. In other words, gender socialization. Gender is acquired through interactions with parents, teachers, peers, and mass media. And that supposedly is how we're going to learn that. So, anytime we talk about sexism, this is a set of beliefs and attitudes, norms, values that are used to justify sexual inequality. The sexist ideology, this is a belief that men are naturally superior to women, and that has been used and is still kind of being used today to justify men's leadership and power in positions economically, socially, and politically. When we talk about occupational sexual segregation, this is the concentration of women in lower status positions. Years ago, these used to be called like pink collar jobs for the most part. Women only make up of roughly 12% of civil engineers. Women are basically 29% of attorneys, but nearly all secretaries, clerks, stenographers are women. And thus, again, those are kind of referred to as pink collar jobs. Women earn roughly 80% of what a man earns. So like for every dollar a man earns, a woman earns 80 cents. Now, the question is, why is that? And part of that is because of the roles that we have as men and women. If a woman is a caretaker for her children, she may not be able to seek, like professional advancement, unlike a man who might be deemed as the breadwinner of a family. He might be encouraged to seek a promotion or might be given a promotion because it might help his family. Asian women, if we break it down by ethnic groups, basically earn 86 cents for every dollar a man earns. White women, Caucasian women in general, earn roughly 82% of what men earn. African American women earn 71%, and Latino women earn roughly 59% of what a man earns. So certainly, these are the kind of things that kind of get like women's right activists kind of fired up. When we talk about politics, years ago there was the ERA, or the Equal Rights Amendment, that was before Congress. Certainly, there are some people today that would like to see that brought back, but there's still issues there when we talk about jobs and such. All right, let's talk about ageism. Okay, anytime we talk about ageism, this is a set of beliefs and attitudes, norms, and values that are used to justify age-based discrimination or prejudice. And again, when we talk about it in terms of the theories, the functionalists basically believe that elderly are given, or in a given society, are treated according to the role that age plays in that society. So if older people are valued, then certainly they're going to be treated better. If older people are kind of throwaways, then they're not going to be treated as well. So, and in more primitive societies, elderly people are highly valued. After industrial revolution kind of hit, aged people become less valued. In the modern world, aged men have greater difficulties than women because they have been socialized in a culture that encourages men to identify strongly with their work. And so as they get older and have retired, their their sense of being might diminish because of the fact that they don't have anything to give back to the world in terms of their working identity. All right. The conflict theorists, they basically see elderly people as competent with other age groups or they see them competing, I should say, with other age groups for scarce resources, power, prestige. Prejudice and discrimination are used by the dominant group as weapons against the aged as a minority group. Symbolic interaction, kind of like racism, ageism, involves creating negative stereotypes, and hence children learn negative images of older people just as they learn other aspects of cultures. So if you're going to complain about an elderly driver and make jokes of it, for some reason you're going to be perpetuating that attitude and stereotype with the younger generation to come. All right. Thank you very much.